Hi guys, Quaz with Katanas here. About 60% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you're one of the viewers not subscribed and you like my content, please consider subscribing. You can always unsubscribe later or even turn off notifications if it annoys you to constantly get notifications. But I hope you enjoy this video. Hi guys, Quaz with Katanas here, and today, as you can see, we did a speed build. This was originally supposed to be for the RP thing I was doing, the little movie type thing, but my server messed up, so no one can join, so I am actually remaking the entire thing. Which, I mean, I'm kind of happy, because by the end, this house just seemed way too small for what I wanted to do anyway. But, as you can see right here, I was just doing kind of like the staircase, you know, where it's like one big thing and then it splits off. Which, I had never made like a fancy staircase in Minecraft before, so this was kind of rough. Still not super sure if it turned out how I wanted it to, but it works. Yeah, there's a lot of times in this build that, well, okay, so the build is supposed to be a Victorian mansion, but there were definitely times I could see in the build that it didn't really turn out that way. Like, the outside definitely looked like a Victorian mansion, but once you got to the inside, a lot of it looked kind of refurbished and redone, which, I mean, wasn't the vibe I was going for, but not mad about it. It ended up still looking nice. This was just supposed to be like the entrance area. Yeah, just pretty bland, but I feel like entranceways to mansions generally are, so I wasn't really upset about that. And then there were also mobs everywhere, because I just turned on peaceful, which is kind of an annoyance, but I was gonna work with it. This was supposed to be the ballroom. I was honestly not sure what floor I wanted to go with. I was thinking like blue or white, or I have no idea why I put green down there. Green would have looked nasty. But I ended up going with like the sea lantern type things, because then they lit up the floor, so it was kind of like a ballroom dance floor type looking thing. I don't know. I liked how it turned out. It just seemed a little bit bright, but I liked it. Not complaining about that. And that room was also like very bare, just because like what are you gonna put in a ballroom? It's generally really bare. The only thing I think I could have done better was probably put like a little balcony, because I feel like generally you see balconies. Plus it's just really small. It's just really small. The whole house is small for like a fancy mansion. It's bigger than the cabin I made, but it doesn't give off mansion vibes either. It just seems like a big-ish house. Especially since I put like two layers for each, well, for most of the rooms, so they can have different color wallpapers, which really made the room smaller than I figured they would. So another reason I'm happy I'm redoing it, because it's a lot bigger now. It's more of a Gothic style mansion than Victorian, which is really what I wanted to go for. I just totally mixed up what each one was. This room is supposed to be kind of like the guest sitting room, so it's just connected to like the ballroom little area. Then I try to give it like a purple reddish type of theme. I gave each room like a different color theme, which it seems a little too colorful for a Victorian style mansion, but that's why I said it would probably be a refurbished one if anything. So here, trying to make a little fireplace. I probably shouldn't have made like a chimney at the top now that I think about it, but this build was honestly just kind of like practice. Well, I mean, it wasn't supposed to be practice at the time, but now it's kind of more just like practice for the bigger build I'm doing now. The glass, this was actually interesting. I wanted to use like red, so it kind of made the room look more red, but from the outside I realized that was going to look really weird, but I also didn't want just like nasty white windows on the inside, because it just seemed to take away from the color. So I put like 2 layers of windows. I put one of white so it would look fine from the outside, but then from the inside it would have like a red tint. So I was pretty proud of that. I liked that a lot. And I put paintings everywhere. Literally everywhere. For the new build, I might figure out how to put like custom pictures in there, purely just because I used a lot of the same pictures for this build because Minecraft doesn't have a whole lot of pictures. These were supposed to be like little suits of armor, you know, like how in all fancy mansions they have like 50 million suits of armor. So that's what those things were supposed to be. And then I thought the soul sand would kind of contrast the red and the purple pretty well. But again, like, is that a texture ceiling they'd have in a Victorian mansion? Probably not, but I thought it looked nice. For the Gothic style mansion, I'll look more like pictures up of what realistically there would be. I mean, I did look up pictures for this too. I had to cut out a lot of just me going back and forth and looking at pictures, but I think I did take a more colorful approach than would generally be in Victorian mansion. This I didn't want to make colorful because the outside, I don't know if you could really see the outside at the start, but the outside has a whole tower that's a different color than the rest of the house. So I wanted the inside of it to kind of reflect that too, so it looks like it was kind of maybe added on later or something like that. And it was just supposed to be a little library I made. There, now I'm finally putting in the bookshelves. Okay, I knew it was coming up. It just, I forgot how much I actually did to like the roof and stuff. But as you can see, there's like different colors a few places in there, which I mean, you can't really see now that the bookcases are up there. It all looks the same. But that was because of the different colors on the outside as well as like the inside. So this should be like a little sitting area, like a little chair and a light. Then now I'm doing like the dining room. I wanted to do more of like a brown. It ended up being like a light and brown type theme more. That was actually probably my favorite room. I really liked it. I think it turned out pretty accurate. It just looked nice in general. Oh, the poor spider. He got in my way. But another thing I did do that was a little bit less historically accurate was I had a lot of big windows, which you'll see later. I put a lot of like complete wall windows, if that makes sense, like to the ceiling to the floor. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit ill today, so my brain is just not here. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Victorian style mansions had like relatively small windows, but pretty much all the windows I put in here were gigantic. But I personally just really like gigantic windows, so as I said, some of this is more what I like rather than what's historically accurate, and that's one of those decisions. The gigantic table that's in every mansion that the two people who live there sit on opposite sides of the table for whatever reason. So I did the same thing with the glass here. But since everything was like brown, I think I just used like gray tinted glass. No, it was brown glass. Okay. But again, to kind of just like not have as much of a stark contrast between the glass and the window. Well, the glass and like the inside. So this, to be honest, I was thinking about redoing if I would have kept using this build for the RP, purely just because it was a bit much. It honestly kind of looked like an arcade at the end, because it was a bit much. It was purple and black themed, which again, like what rooms back then were really purple and black themed. And then I used gilded blackstone on the floor, which also just kind of like threw off what I was going for even more. I do like the room, I just don't think for this specific build it fits exactly. Lots of couches, even though this is like the family sitting room or whatever. And they probably, again, only have like 2 people there. But as you can see, like the paintings got very repetitive really quickly. The skull was used probably 5 times at least. Same with the spider one. And then originally I had the red netherite brick, but then the red just contrasted so bad with everything else. It didn't work well with the purple, so I decided to do gilded blackstone just because I used the blackstone for literally everything else. And I figured some mansions have like gold infused stuff, but I don't know, it kind of seems a little bit too colorful again for a Victorian mansion, but that's alright. At this point, it's more looks like someone hardcore refurbished it. So I was just doing the ceiling for the entranceway. I realized I totally didn't do it, but I wanted the whole thing to be white. Because I feel like generally when you see entranceways, they're super bright in mansions. Either cream, gold, white. Something just very vibrant. And this was supposed to be the kitchen. Again, why did I use prismarine? I don't know. But that's what felt right at the time. So the whole room was like bluish green. As you can see, I used more prismarine for the walls. The whole thing was blue. I kind of went on this whole tangent where I'd pick one or two colors and the whole room would be those two colors. Which, I mean, generally what I do. It just ended up being a tiny bit much in some cases here. Oh, another poor spider. But, okay, I am criticizing my whole build a lot, but I do like it. I do like it. It's not that I dislike it. I'm just happy I'm redoing it. Because I do think I can make it more historically accurate. This one just ended up being kind of more... This is fun, I guess. You know, it's just kind of like, I'm doing it for fun by the end. Plus, I'm doing it for historical accuracy. Oh yeah, and then a lot of times they have like weird heads, whether it's the deer heads or something. They normally just have heads everywhere, so I put the little dragon head and creeper head. And then this is the upstairs. A lot of the footage is missing because first off, I ran out of space on my hard drive, so it just like corrupted the data. And then if I didn't think I'd be working on it for too long, I just didn't film. So there's like big gaps places, like the upstairs. A large part of, like probably half of it was already done at this point, and it just kind of skips to me doing one of the rooms. But we will see that in the like tour of it, so you can still see what happened. That's another thing. I use so much glazed terracotta for the bedrooms. I don't even know. It kind of ended up looking like a villa by the end, which again, I mean, it was a fun build, not upset. I'm not going to actually use it for the roleplay at this point, so it doesn't need to be super accurate. This was supposed to be like the master bedroom. I really like how it turned out. Again, was it probably too dark? Well, okay. Everything else was too bright. This was the room that was probably too dark. But I actually really liked how it turned out. It's like the type of bedroom I'd want to have. At some point, I want to do a video on like the very first house I built when I was like 10. Because I believe it should still be on my Xbox. But that would be interesting to see. So this is supposed to be kind of like the side shoot room. It ends up being kind of library, I don't know, arcane type thing. It'll make more sense when you actually see the movie, because I don't want to spoil too much. Also, I won't be showing you guys the basement. Not that the basement was done anyway, but even if it was, I probably wouldn't show you guys it, just because it's a large part of the story that I don't want to spoil. I love crying obsidian. If you've watched any of my other stuff, you probably know that, but I just really like it. It looks really pretty, and I like the effects of the water dripping down. So I made the whole ceiling crying obsidian. Which, again, like, is that the most historically accurate? Again, definitely not, but I liked it, and I'll probably use it at some point in my new build as well. probably for different reasons, but I'll probably still use it. Oh yeah, the roof was all dark, so mobs like were spawning up there because I didn't put any lights in there or anything, so sometimes mobs would just fall through when I was doing the ceilings. It was a nice surprise. Terracotta is also so annoying to do. Okay, you see me jumping up and down the window. That was actually supposed to be like a storyline thing. I was supposed to be able to look out the window. But as a result of the like roof being right there, I couldn't do that. So I ended up having to move the window to this side. Which, I mean, not a big deal, but not exactly what I was envisioning either. Same thing with the rows, that's going to be significant eventually as well. So, the one thing about the room that really upset me was just it wasn't symmetrical. Like, that's why there's 3 beds instead of 2, because it was not symmetrical, and then I tried to put a painting above it, and of course the painting's not going to be symmetrical either. So then I ended up just putting, like, the ender head above it, so then I could put something right in the middle. Now this is just me putting, like, a whole bunch of wardrobes. And now, let's go look at it. Okay, so this is the outside of the house. This is the big tower I was talking about. We need some more windows now that I think about it. Is there anything up here? No. Okay. There's nothing up here, so we can just shove in some windows, because it looks very empty. Glass. Even though, I mean, it looks kind of funky, you can see the roof, but I definitely think it needed a window up there, for sure. Hello, Mr. Enderman. So then, here's the side of it. I mean, the side's not exactly spectacular. I put these, I mean, these things realistically also should have windows, but here we go. They're just supposed to be like the little fake. Oh my god, my server just lagged. They're supposed to be like the little fake things. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys do know what I mean, but some houses have like the little fake bits that don't actually do anything or just there for decoration. I know my house has it. So here's the entryway. Again, I would have had to fix the torches if I actually was going to use it as well. Oh my god. Let's get rid of that. I was thinking about using redstone because I did more of like a red sea lantern. I did more of a red theme for a lot of it, but it just looked kind of funky. So, entranceway, ballroom. I wasn't sure if I should have any windows here or not. I probably should have made like the whole thing glass or something. I don't know. I'll have to look up pictures of what ballrooms actually look like. The little not guest. Well, is it like guest sitting room? Yeah. That's what it's called. And then, let's go this way. The kitchen. These are supposed to be like the super big fridges. Like a restaurant type. Oh my god. Restaurant type ones, and these are supposed to be like cabinets. Yeah, I think you can figure out what the rest of that is. They're general cooking things. And the more like family sitting room, even though there's so much more in this one. Again, it just looks, it kind of reminds me of an arcade. It really just does. This room I think turned out pretty well. Just because, I mean, there doesn't need to be a whole lot here. It's just sitting room. It's a little library. Well, dining room, not sitting room, exactly. You go up the stairs. Wait, let's put a huge painting here. Painting. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do, like, my own paintings. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Do, like, my own paintings, because generally I have the picture, like, the woman in the, like, the really pretty gown or whatever, right at the stair top, rather than whatever this is. This room was never decorated because it was more supposed to be like a kid's room. Actually, now I'm wondering if I decorated all the rooms. I did not. So this is another guest bedroom. Another guest bedroom. I feel like I decorate. I apparently did not decorate any of them. Whoopsies. And then the final guest bedroom, because we all know mansions have like 50 million bedrooms for some reason. And then here was like the main bedroom. Hello, creeper. Lots of stuff in it. Yeah, like tons of room for clothes, bunch of pictures. Then this was supposed to be like the arcane room. And then, okay, apparently I don't know how to make an ender portal, but this was my attempt. But yeah, that was like a really quick overview of the house. But yeah, that's what it is. Again, I like this house. I think it's definitely a nice stepping stone for the bigger one I'm working on. But I definitely think it could be better, which is why I'm excited to be redoing it. And there will be a video on that one once the RP is released. Oh my god, that window is not centered. Wait, guys, I gotta fix that window real quick. It's gonna bother me. Get rid of the turtle egg. Yeah. There we go. So thank you guys for watching this video. Koalas with Katanas, signing off.